Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sophia and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Edmonton, Canada. And this month is World Watercolor Month, and I wanted to show you some different ways that I use watercolor on my cards. And so today I'm going to be showing you how to make a striped background, like a striped pattern paper. And so I'll show you kind of an example. I've done it on this card, and so I will show you how to do it on a different card today. So today I'm going to be using Tahitian Tide, which is one of the new in colors. I think it's really pretty. So I'm just going to take my block and I'm actually going to stamp the whole thing because I think I'm going to need a lot of ink there. And I'm going to grab some water. I am using my regular paintbrush. You can use the Stampin' Up! One if you want to. I did use that one on my last card. However, I found that it is... You know what? Let's use the Stampin' Up! One, just so you don't have to be using what I use. So if you have this paintbrush, could easily use that. I'm just going to wet mine nicely to make sure that it's even on the ends and not all split up like it was when I took it out there. So you can either fill the barrel with water and push, or you can use like a little pot of water. So right here I'm using shimmery white cardstock, so I don't know if you can see, but it has a little bit of a shimmer to it, especially when it's in the sun, and it takes water well. So I'm not going to be using a ton of water. It's not like I'm putting water all over this, and so it's going to work out well. So you're just going to pick up some paint with your brush, and you're going to start. Okay, so I'm just going to go across the top and lift, and then put it down where you want the next line. Okay, and lift, and then bring it down just another inch. And just grab a little bit more water there. There we go. And lift and bring it down a little bit more. And just like that. Now the nice thing is that they don't all look the same, and that's kind of the whole point. Now I feel like this part here is missing just a tiny bit, so again, you can just pick up some more ink and kind of do the bottom, but not the entire thing, just like that. Okay, so once you're done, you want to lift this up very carefully, kind of push it this way so that the water kind of goes in different directions, and then just rinse your brush off really nicely. Just like that, so it's nice and clean again. Okay, so I'm just going to put this to the side and let it dry, and we'll work on the rest of the card here. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is stamp this flower. This is from the Friendly Hello stamp set, which was a celebration item at the beginning of the year. So I'm trying to make a sympathy card, and so I really wanted to use this, and I thought that these flowers would be really nice for that. So we're gonna go ahead and stamp this, and I'm gonna do it in Memento. So just ink that up. Make sure that it's well inked before you stamp it. I think that looks good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stamp this right here. Okay, and lift, and you have like a really nice image. And I'm gonna be cutting this out, so I'm kind of just doing it on a scrap piece of paper. Okay, clean that off. when you're done. And I'm gonna color it as well. So I am using, what is this? Light So Saffron. This is my favorite yellow in the Stampin' Blends. And I'm just gonna color this yellow here in the middle. It's not very bright. It's kind of, actually the black makes it look kind of dark, but that's okay because that's not the focus of the card anyway. The next thing I'm gonna do is use a sponge dauber and kind of use that to color my flower there. So just dab in the Tahitian Tide and kind of just closer to the center here, I'm gonna dab that color. You don't need a lot of color. One dab and I got kind of all of the flower in there. And just very lightly on the ends to kind of look like it's getting lighter as it goes. Okay, so I am happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and put that to the side, and then I'm just gonna cut this out. All right, so there is my little flower, and this is going to go on to here, this little die cut circle that I've cut out. Now I've used the Stitch Shapes dies to do this, which is an older set, but there are some new shapes in the catalog that you can buy. So the next thing we're gonna do is stamp some little petals, sorry, not petals, some leaves on there, and I'm gonna be doing that in Parakeet Party. So I'm just gonna go ahead and ink this up and kind of know where I want it. So I want one there. Oops. So I'm just gonna kind of hold this and then move it and throw it on. Just like that. And the same thing over here on the bottom. Just like that. Okay. And then we're gonna go ahead and put down these flowers on dimensionals. So I'm just gonna grab those and put them on. I like to speed that part up because it takes me forever to get the dimensionals off. Okay, so that's gonna go on just like this, and we have our little centerpiece for the card. So I'm just gonna check how dry this is now. It looks pretty dry to me. I'm touching it, nothing's happening. So it's ready to go on to the card base. So I'm putting it on a little bit of a background of Tahitian Tide, and I'm just gonna trim this edge off. The reason I kept this bigger was because I know that it kind of, when I end my paintbrush here, it leaves kind of a mark, and I want it to be a lot more even. So I'm gonna cut just a little bit of that off. Just grab my paper trimmer. And just, yeah, just a 1/4 of an inch off, okay guys? And then this is gonna layer onto my background just like that. Put that away. And I will use some crafter's tape to get that on. And because this paper was watercolored, I'm going right to the very edge so that I know I'm getting a good stick when I put this down. Just like that. Okay. So this, kind of like it this way, is going to layer right onto here. Make sure you center it on each side before you go ahead and push it down. Okay, just going to move that out of the way. Perfect. And then my circle is going to come right in the center here, like that. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this down, and again I'm going to put dimensionals on here. Okay, and then we're just gonna go ahead and glue this down right in the middle. So right there. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is put it on my card base now, which is basic white, thick basic white, and we're just gonna fold that in half and use your bone folder to give it a really nice tight crease that stays down. Pick which side you like better. I like this side, and this is gonna layer right on top of there. So again, I'm gonna use my crafter's tape, and I'm doing this now because I'm gonna put the greeting on after this. So we're just gonna go ahead and put that down. Okay. Make sure you center it before you push it down. There we go. And then I'm gonna grab my greeting. So I'm using "You Have My Love and Support." We're just gonna put that down there. And where do I want it? I think I want it right here. And I'm just gonna do that in white. Did have that scrap piece of paper here. I'm just gonna use the same one. So that it matches the white on there. And I think I'm gonna do it in Parakeet Party just because it's got a lot of blue on it already. We don't need any more. Okay, so ink that up and stamp it down. Beautiful. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this out by hand. And we'll go up this way. Okay. Okay, now I feel like this isn't very straight, so I'm just gonna trim it here. And maybe a little bit going that way. And a little bit coming down. There, it's a lot straighter now. And you know what? I think I am just going to cut this little area out here on each side. I'm not worried about it being completely straight, so don't worry about that. Just like that. And then I'm gonna put this little piece behind it because I have no ribbon or anything in that color, so that's kind of gonna complement it, I think. Okay, so this is gonna come just like that. Yeah, just like that. So again, I'm gonna use some crafter's tape on the back of this. And we're gonna put it just right there. And this is gonna come up on dimensionals on top. Okay, dimensionals on, and this is gonna go right here like that. Now, of course, the last thing we have to do is put on some pretty embellishments, and I'll grab some. So I've got the new 2022-2024 in color matte decorative dots, and I'm gonna use those. So just pull them out of the packaging. I don't think I've used these before actually, so it's kind of exciting. I think I'm gonna go like, they have like an ombre effect here. So I'm gonna go with a big one to start. And put one right there. And a tiny one right next to it, kinda. Ooh. That one feels like it has, oh, it missed a glue dot there. There. There, now the glue dot is there. And get one up here. That one doesn't have a glue dot either. I don't like that. Okay. There, now it does. Okay, just like that. I'm gonna put one here and one more big one up there. Here we go. So that is my card. I hope you like it, and I hope you liked how I did the background. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will be back next week to show you something different. If there's anything you've liked in the card, I'll link the products below. This set you probably won't be able to get anymore, but if you can get it on Marketplace or something, that's cool too. All right, well, thanks for watching. Have a good weekend. Bye.